All righty. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We are in great hands today for our Canva training with Ms. Deja Downey in the Vision Group. So we had a training last year, that was called the 9 ways to have your nonprofit to stand out on social media. And there were a lot of follow-up questions in regards to Canva. How do we use it? What are the benefits? What are ways that we can use it and leverage that for our marketing and branding for our organizations? And so we didn't have enough time, to go into depth on that last training, but we heard you all. And so we wanted to offer this, to go more in depth for you all. And so thank you all for joining us. And as always with BLOCS Fashion, if you all could put your name and the organization that you are with within the chat, please, your name and the organization, so we know who is here. And yeah, so thank you all so much for joining us. If you have any questions in regards to anything, let us know. And I will go ahead and hand it over to Ms. Deja. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's always an honor to present for Metro United Way. Thank you so much. All right. So I am excited about Canva because this is a course that I taught last year over 125 small business owners and organizations about the core, like what does Canva can offer you as a small business owner and organization, and how you can really optimize your business using Canva. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. So during this particular course, you're going to learn several things. We're going to go over how your nonprofit or organization may qualify for free Canva, the Canva Pro version. Also identify the difference between Canva Pro and the basic version of Canva. Some of the Canva Pro features, different things you may need to make sure that you have your marketing on point with your nonprofit organization, and the benefits of the uploads, different things from your branding kit and logos to Canva, and exclusive features that you're going to need to also make sure that your business and or organization is working in the right way. So gratefully, I want to make sure that your nonprofit stands out amongst the many ones. So the real purpose of this course is to make sure that Canva, that you kind of learn about Canva and all its functionality so you can be successful. So how many people you raise your hands, how many people use Canva to actually create content as of right now for their organization? You can just drop it in chat. Look at Miss Antonio raised his hand. Awesome. You could just drop it in the chat or say, yes, I do. Let's see. Love Canva. Excellent. I do. All right. So Miss Bennett, what kind of things do you create inside of Canva for your organization?
Hello, everyone. I create mostly social media promotions in Canva, and sometimes those get put into our newsletters as well.
Excellent, excellent. How frequently are you using Canva?
Every day, I would say.
Me too. Probably 3, 4, 5 times a day, depending on the client and what the need is, to be honest. I love that. What about you, Ms. Bartlett? How often are you using Canva and what do you use it for?
I use Canva every day, basically all day, for social media posts and stuff like that.
Excellent. That's really good. And Miss Latanya, what about you? How often are you using Canva? I know she had mentioned she was in the classroom, so that's awesome. We have an active teacher on the call. Very awesome. So my name is Deja Downey. I'm the Chief of Partnerships, also the founder of the Vision Group Marketing Consultant. Our goal is to help 100 small business owners and organizations with advanced marketing strategies and brand awareness. The most important thing about your nonprofit is that it's still a business, right? And people have to see it as such, and they also have to learn and know about your business in order to patronize and also to give donations and things of that nature. So you could use Canva to do just that. So a frequent question that I always ask small business owners and organization leaders is, how are you going to position yourself as an expert in your field? Or better yet, in an organization standpoint, how can you position your organization to be seen as an opportunity for sponsorship, donations, and or share you guys' vision onto the community. So Ms. Bennett, how do you guys position your, how do you position your organization as an organization to donate to, or people can understand your cause?
What was the last part of that question?
How do you position your organization so people can understand your cause and donate money to your cause against other organizations?
Right. We always end our newsletter with our mission statement, which is just kind of distinguishes us against other organizations that do what we do.
Okay.
We also, I guess one thing is use a lot of photos of the programming we have just to kind of portray like this is what your money is going towards. This is the programming that you're going to be funding. I think those are the two big ones.
That's very exciting and awesome. Something I touched base on back in last year was creating whoever that historian is, right? So establishing that person that captures all those different images and be able to show the community like what you guys are actually doing. And that's huge, right? Especially from marketing standpoints. If you have the graphics, you have the photos, you can create content around that. So that's very awesome. I love that. What about you, Ms. Bartlett? How are you positioning your organization to be the expert in your guys' field?
So I literally just started like last week.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? This is a good class to take right before. It's like a
yeah. But what I've been trying to do is literally just share information. So we're basically a homeless advocacy group, and we help people find housing in our community. And so I've been sharing I've been sharing information on where they can find food, and sharing our information like our hours and our location and our phone number. That's what I've been working on like recently, like just getting our presence out there because we haven't had any real presence.
Okay. Excellent. I totally love that. I think that's very amazing and it's very important. Because each one of you guys' organizations fixes a problem, correct? In some way, shape, or form. And just to show the community what you guys have to offer and what you guys are doing to affect the change is very, very important. So I want to commend you guys for definitely knowing where you guys are in the mission and what you guys are on. So I sent over Mr. Antonio something to send to you guys. Just kind of like an overview of the course, but most importantly, different things you need to know about Canva. Canva actually for nonprofits, if your nonprofit is a qualifying nonprofit, can actually get free Canva. Go get Canva Pro for free. And how I said put links also on this page for you guys, so you guys can know about that. So you just go right when you guys are going to the Canva homepage, you want to go down to the nonprofit and see that they have nonprofit for free. Of course, there's eligibility and guidelines around that. But if you guys' nonprofit qualifies for this opportunity, I would definitely look into it. With the Canva Pro, you guys can have up to 5 team members actually on your account, and it all falls underneath for that free portion. Also for educators, if a teacher that is teaching anywhere between K and 12. The grade levels, they can also qualify for a free subscription to Canva as well. So all these things are great for your nonprofit because guess what? That's less money that you may have to potentially spend on making sure that you guys have the right programming. So does anybody on this call already take advantage of this already?
I do.
Yeah.
We did, and pretty much like once we, when we were talking to get this scheduled, I was like, oh, I wonder if we have one, and we didn't. So we have one now, and they responded fairly quickly. Like they said, like maybe like 7 to 10 days, but they got mine registered within 24 hours.
Excellent. See, that's awesome, right? So you don't have to worry about paying the additional costs, and especially for a grassroots organization. I know how costly things could be in the very beginning. So this could be that little, and it's kind of like it's the pennies that count overall. So it is very awesome. All right. So we're going to go right into identify the difference between the pro version and the basic version. So is everyone on this call using pro? You could just say yes to shout out yes really quickly. Is everyone on this call using the pro version of Canva right now?
Yes,
Yes.
Americana.
Americana, excellent. Excellent. So you guys know all the different types of features, but I just want to go through some of those features right away. Okay. So I just want to make sure that you guys can go over some of the awesome features. So does anyone on this call use the content planner for Canva right now?
What is that feature?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. I'm so glad. I like other people ask the question. I'm like, I just want to know before we use it. So this is where you can actually schedule content to be posted while you guys are out shopping, or this is a really good tool if you're like the only person on the marketing team at your organization, or you just want to make sure the content is scheduled so it simultaneously is posted all the time. Canva actually has it where you can post from their actual back of house without any additional social media scheduler. So for example, let's just say I want to post this graphic, right? Well, I'm going to post my presentation for an example. And it gives you all the different channels you can post to. So I typically, for my clients that we do business with, we use like Facebook, Instagram, the top 3, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter or LinkedIn, depending on what kind of client it is. You guys can use that too. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all that good stuff. You can also post from Canva. The only thing is you can't post all of it at the same, so you can't post it all at the same time in the sense of I go to one and click link Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You have to create different ones, but you can create it, put the actual caption in there, and then actually post to social media. So you could be out grocery shopping with your family. Guess what? Things are still posting. Things are still active on your social media, which is going to be beneficial to you in the long run, because guess what? People know that, your organization is active and is still doing great work in the community. So that feature is available in Pro, and it's right here underneath for the tools, and you can go right to a content planner and schedule that piece of content. All right. And then the next thing I definitely want to touch base on is the brand guide. So I know every organization has a brand guide. So do you guys have access to you guys' logos and things like that? You can just shout out yes if you do.
Yes.
Excellent. So all you would do is just upload your logos into the brand kit. And that's where it will pick up on your font types. If you need to upload fonts, let's say you have a specific font to your organization, you guys could just upload that font. And then also, so every time you post or you create graphics, it's always going to match your actual branding. As you guys know, branding is very, 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 very important, especially when you're trying to build awareness of your product and service. Because like, how many times have you went to McDonald's and seen a blue McDonald's fry box? Never, right? Like you've never seen it. There's no such thing. And that's the same thing about your business and brand. It's the same thing. So whatever you say your font, your typography is, or your type of whatever your logo is, and the color schemes that's within that has to remain the same every single time. I would say that the graphic couldn't change because the graphic content can change, but your actual logo, your color schemes, and fonts need to be the same, especially when you're building from the ground up, or even every organization should have this same standard as well. So this is where Canva wants to make sure that they keep your branding attached to your brand. So you guys could upload your photos. It picks out the different color schemes that you guys have, and also your different types of fonts as well. So every time you create a graphic, you can use all those different things to create. Another great thing about Canva is you can create you a team underneath a pro. Now you can have up to 5 team members, so that's yourself and 4 others for your organization. So does anyone on this call right now, inside your organization, are you guys the founders of your organization, or are you like marketing for your organization? Let me see. So Miss Bennett, are you the founder?
I'm a development coordinator, so marketing, not the founder.
Excellent. Okay. What about you, Ms. Bartlett?
I am social media, and I'm actually a caseworker too.
Excellent. Okay, so a dual role. That's excellent. And
Yeah.
then what about, I see one more person that got on the call. I gotta say Mr. or Mrs. Smith. What about you inside the organization? Are you a founder or are you a like a marketing coordinator?
I'm actually like a director, so but we use Canvas a lot, so if you'd kind of learn more about it.
Excellent. So do you actually use Pro, or do you guys have access to Pro, or do you guys use in Canva the basic version?
I believe it's Pro. We do have a business account associated with it, and then of course we do have the team members and stuff like that.
Excellent. Okay. Excellent. The best thing I would say too about Canva is that when we are designing different products, that we definitely want to make sure we loop in different people to make sure if they have to change any of the graphics and things like that. So that's where that share with you functionality comes in really great. People share graphics with us just to kind of see what our opinions are about what they created. And then we kind of get back feedback on what we think they could change or how they can optimize by using Canva a different way. So also in the Pro version, what I love the most is that you guys get access to unlimited, what I consider unlimited, stock videos, photos, and videos. So with that being said, you guys can pretty much, with the Pro version, come on here and type in literally anything that you need. So I was looking for a derby hat, and there's all different types of derby type of materials, and I've actually used this hat for a couple marketing pieces in the community. So if you see a graphic with a derby hat and it looks like this, we probably designed the graphic. So it's pretty awesome. So you guys have access to all these great things inside of Pro. I definitely want to make sure that it's known that these different images are that you have access to use. You have the proper releases to use as well. Some cases, if you pull from Google, different photos and videos, as you guys know, you guys don't own the copyrights to those, and it could definitely put your business at liability for potential legal issues in the future. So that's why you want to make sure that you use Canva's Pro version of photos and videos to make sure that you guys actually have the right licensing to actually use these different things. So what I love about Canva is that Canva, they do a lot of surveys, and as us being a partner of Canva, we're actually able to give a lot of feedback. A lot of things that we reported to Canva was that, there's not a lot of local things we can actually get from Canva, right? So they actually updated what stuff they have for Louisville. And guess what? They now have drone footage of Louisville inside of Canva. So if you guys can't afford a videographer to go out and get, or a drone pilot to go out and get footage of the city of Louisville, guess what? You guys have access at your fingertips. You now have access to Canva literally at your fingertips. I'm actually going to open this in another window so I kind of show you guys a way that we use Canva. I'm actually going to pull this up. I'm gonna let you guys watch a quick video really quickly, and I want to kind of show you guys how we use the stock videos in Canva and how I was able to create a really good palette for a potential brand that we're going to be launching soon. So I think these type of things are important because you guys can see how you guys can implement this into your organization as well. So give me 1 second as I pull this up. So does anybody ever use the video feature? You can just say yes. Does anybody use the video features inside of Canva?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this portion right here, this drone footage video came from Canva. So all these different stock images and videos came from Canva. All right, we'll not let you guys watch the whole thing because obviously I don't want to derail the whole presentation, but just to give you guys like a really good idea on how you can, cut out paying out a whole videographer for a whole presentation and use stock videos to really help convey what each organization does and how you do it very well. Each one of you guys know exactly what your organization does, because creating a palette or positioning you guys as the expert is probably the goal that I want to see from an organization, right? So using stock videos can really help you do that without paying for, high costs for video production and all these different things. Even to have that more of an intro, and then you guys insert a leader to actually speak on the different organization as well. So all these things are at your fingertips within Canva. So that's why I definitely want to make sure that that's not left out, because to me, that's very important, especially when video production costs a large amount of money sometimes. So anybody have any questions at this time about anything with Canva so far?
I do. With the content planner that you were talking about, is that just to put like remind you of when to post, or does it like automatically post for you onto those sites?
Automatically post.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and you can even select the time and the days, and you can even make a copy of that different graphic, and it can post, like let's say you want to post this specific graphic that's happening, like an event that's happening or coming up. You want to post it 3 times a week. You can literally schedule it 3 times a week to each platform. Now, the one thing about the content calendar that it does not do just yet is that it does not post to your stories. So as of right now, unless you're using an app and other type of offline social media automation systems, you're gonna have to pay or have somebody manually go on and post to the stories. There's a program we use called Later. You can actually schedule content to the stories on Later. Other than that, Canva does not have that functionality just yet, but I'm pretty sure in the near future it's going to be adding it to its scope for sure. Let's see. So I think it's important. Canva has a lot of great options. All the way, by the way, does everybody on this call, when you guys are creating graphics, and you just say yes out loud, do you guys actually create graphics for Canva and content using a laptop and tablet, or do you guys use your phone?
I use a laptop.
Laptop, okay.
I've used both, but it's really hard to do it on your phone.
Gotcha. Yes, that's very true. You can do it also on the Facebook. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can. Yeah, on your phone, it's really good to actually have the app too. That's what I would say, because it's really good to use the app as well, because like I be sometimes when I create different pieces of content and I realize I misspelled a word while looking over it, you could actually change it, like it's real life time, right? So just like Google Drive, if you change something or add something to the folders, it's real life time. So you don't have to worry about it if it populated and changed everywhere. So for an example, there's times when we're on our way to get something printed at FedEx or Staples, and we need to change something on the fly. And I just take my phone, go to the app, change some of the verbiage, and then go get different things printed. So it's really good to have that as well. So definitely love and appreciate Canva as the mobile app as well. So I do encourage you guys, if you don't have to download it to your phone as an app, please grab the app, because it's very helpful for you in the long run. Another thing I want to talk about with the Canva is you guys obviously deal with a lot of sponsorships. So sponsorships and definitely donations, right? So it's always good to make sure while you guys have events that you have the proper materials in order to be seen, such as. So I wanted to bring attention to creating different print marketing that you may need inside of Canva. This particular thing you're looking at right now is a step and repeat for a holiday event that took place at the Kentucky International Convention Center. It was December 7th, it was December 18th. of 2021. And we created the step and repeat inside of Canva. So what we did was we took all the logos of all the different organizations that either donated money or leveraged space for us. And we created a step and repeat that was a 10 by 10. And then we took that and got it printed on a company online. And then we was able to it was shipped to the home. And then guess what? We had it for the event. Now I know some people wonder, if I create it in Canva, what does it look like in real life, right? So are the logos distorted? Like, how does it really look in real life time? But I would tell you a couple things about if you're going to print something using Canva. Number one, if you're going to be printing things from Canva to actually for print marketing, so those are retractable banners, flyers, step and repeats, things of those natures, you want to make sure you download that different print to your actual to a file that's in PDF print. So when you go to share, you're going to actually download, and you could change it to PDF print. It's a high quality download. So make sure that, your different graphic design teams you may work with, or the online company that you may order this different prints from, that you actually know where to get the high quality. The same thing with flyers. You would do the same thing with graphics and flyers, because as you guys notice, some people's flyers are distorted, or they don't have really clear imagery. That's where they come from when you're not downloading it properly. If you're going to be posting to social media, it has to be in either a JPEG, PNG, or a MP4, MP3. You can also do a GIF if you want to, but in most cases, if you're doing just a still flyer for social media, you want to make sure you download it in PNG is what I recommend for the best quality of that graphic. You guys' branding and presence on social media is very, very, very important. So we took this step and repeat and we downloaded in PDF print, send it to youprinting.com. I also put this on our actual worksheet as well. And let's see how it looked in real life. So still have the event page up from this event that we had in December. And this is the actual event. So it was a holiday event that happened at Kentucky National Convention Center. Very excellent. Ended up being a really decent turnout. But there is the actual step and repeat. So it turned out really great. All the logos was crystal clear. It was a 10 by 10. People stood in front of it with their families, and Santa took pictures in front of it with the kids. And it was a great time. So these things you also can create yourself in Canva instead of outsourcing it to be done. You guys can design all this stuff in Canva yourself. So the big question is, when creating something that large, right, is it sized properly to be printed? And that's where you would come up to the resize portion inside of Canva. And you would change the inches in what you may need. Now, if it's inches, is 12 inches into a foot, so you might have to convert it in that way. But you could just resize it, and it would actually keep all of its quality as long as the logos are vector or also in PNG. But in most cases, people's logos are probably in PNG or have been vectored. So you can just upload it and then download it. It keeps all of its quality. So I will encourage you guys to most definitely, if you can, or if it's within your scope or on your team scope, to create as much stuff you can within Canva. Some things you may need a graphic designer for, but in this case, you can create your own step and repeat for your guys' high profile events that you don't have to worry about outsourcing or paying anybody else to do it. Any questions about that at all?
Yeah, what was the name of the printer, the print shop that you went to? Was that somewhere here locally, or you said it was online?
No, this is actually a bigger brand that's online, and we use youprinting.com. There are other ones that have a lot of deals online, but youprinting has been really good to us and our clients. And typically, even with the shortage of employees all around the world and all that good stuff, we've been able to get the prints back. I think for that particular step and repeat, it cost us like $250 for it. But we was able to, it was sponsored, so we was able to get the money back for it. But it was very excellent because it was to us in our hands within 3 days. So it's really excellent. Now, there are local printers that probably can execute the same way, but getting that graphic onto this high quality is probably the biggest portion. Some printers, as you know, do create and design for you as well. But this way you can have more creative control as well, and also maybe potentially cut the cost if you can within time. So uprinting.com, also put that on you guys' sheet as well. All right. So the next portion I definitely want to cover is, and you guys could just shout out this amount whenever you guys are ready. So how often does your organization have events? So Ms. Bennett, how often does your organization have some type of community event or a donor event?
We probably have 5 major events during the year, but donor events like KY Gives Day or like Give for Good, those are kind of scattered in between too. So probably like 5 major events and then little events scattered in throughout the year.
Excellent. Okay. Ms. Bartlett, what about you guys?
I think we have one major event in the year and then some smaller like fundraisers like the Giving Tuesday and Give for Good and stuff like that throughout the year.
Okay. Excellent. So is that one major event that you guys have? Is that typically a community event?
It's it's a gala.
Okay. Excellent. And then Mr. Smith, what about you? I don't know. All right. I don't know if he knows he's on mute. Are you on mute, sir? Oh, I'm not for sure. Excellent. So I would say the reason why I asked that question is because, as you guys know, as you guys are creating graphics for you guys' events, it's really, really important that you guys have it a certain way, right? And you want to make sure you have include as much information as you possibly can onto the different graphics. This particular graphic is for a marketplace in Louisville called Millionaire Marketplace. It's geared towards more African American small business owners. But I just want to show this particular graphic for a specific reason. And one of those reasons is because the amount of content that can be or should be onto a graphic. Inside of that different inside of the form that we sent to you guys as well, it also has the breakdown of what type of things you should potentially have on your different graphics and how you should use it at your benefit. So honestly, I would say it's important for your graphics to definitely have like your company's website on there, the address of the event, the social media platforms they could follow, if there's a cost associated to it, how much does it cost to get into the event, what kind of attractions do you have at the event? And then last but not least, also what day is the event? I can't tell you how many times I wanted to buy tickets to events of different functions in Louisville and in Cincinnati. And unfortunately, guess what? They didn't have all the information on there. So it's kind of hard for us to actually purchase or sponsor or patronize tickets if all the information on there. So that's the one thing I do want to bring awareness to, that if you guys are creating graphics for you guys as organizations, just be kind of mindful of making sure that you have everything that you need onto those graphics so people can really know how to patronize and also support the different functionalities you guys may have. So with that being said, I definitely have to make sure that I tie in different things. If you go to, let's say, so everybody has Pro, that's awesome. If you guys will go over here to the, on Canva, they have the sidebar that has templates, elements, uploads. They also have an opportunity for you just to get a QR code too inside of Canva. And all you guys would do is put in a URL to a website or pay link where they can actually, go and either buy tickets. They can either buy tickets to your event and or donate, all those different things. You guys could create your own URL. So all you would do is literally put in the email address you want them to go to. So for this client, it would be like, their website is millionaire.com and generate a code, and it will literally populate. Now, as a word of advice, I will always double check that and just make sure that it actually goes to where you want that graphic to we want your different patrons and or donors to land at, right? So I will always double check with my phone, take my smartphone, scan it, and just make sure that it takes you exactly where you want it to go. That portion is very important because what's more inefficient is that if the link doesn't work. So you said you use a flow code, you can do it for free inside of Canva Pro. The other good thing I love about Canva is that you also can, let's say you need to put instructions on where something is located. They even have a Google Maps opportunity. So let's say you want to add a map to your actual, let's say you have an event at a certain location and there's certain parking they may use. They even have Google Maps, and if it's a transit, if it's on a bus line, different landmarks around it so people can know exactly where they're going to. I was talking to my grandfather the other day and I was like, hey, Granddad, what are you doing? He said, I'm getting out my map. And I was like, Granddad, you have a Google Maps on your phone. You don't need the map anymore. But he still likes to know where he is and the landmarks and all that stuff. So if you guys can appeal to whatever your target audience is as your organization, every organization in business has a target audience. So if your organization target audience is more towards senior citizens and things of that nature, they like to still see the physical copies of maps. It just makes them feel a little bit more at home. Also, things you can also add to you guys' social media and different graphics. I would say this too about social media though. If you're going to create a graphic that has a QR code that goes onto social media, just kind of be mindful as well of how someone may or may not be able to use that QR code. So QR codes are really, really great to put on social media, but I would say it's also better if you're doing like a handout, because on flyers, because it's quicker for people to get to where you want them to go. The other thing you can do, I mean, there's countless things you can do inside of Canva if you use the actual more button. There's more content with using your Bitmojis you can upload. The biggest thing I like about, you can even put YouTube videos inside of your different presentations. So as you guys are presenting to donors and kind of getting them to understand what your clause is and what you guys are doing in the community, you can link it and have it where you can play a video from your YouTube and embed it into the presentation. So these different things, I actually want to show you guys that. So let's say, for example, you guys are doing a presentation to your board members and they ask, the presentation about what have you done for the year. So if I were to create a presentation, I would go up to, in Canva, go to presentation. Of course, fill in the content with your business. Let's see. Or you guys are doing a new rollout of some sort, you guys could actually upload from your organization. You could go to you guys' YouTube page, and at some point after you guys get through, you guys' company overview and things of that nature, you can go right to the more tab and go to YouTube and find the video that you would like to from your organization. So let's see. Here we go. So let's say an example, I wanted to put in here, I'll do a fresh page. And I wanted to link my video into my presentation for my company on what we do. Then I would literally put it in there. And then once this presentation is sent off, they can actually hit the power button and watch the presentation, but it's from YouTube. So the same thing with your organization. If the organization has a YouTube page and it has a list of your services or what you guys are doing in the community, you have a videographer come out and things of that nature, you guys can actually embed that into your presentation. And once you download it, now when you download this presentation, you want to make sure that you can either download it in two ways. You want to download it into a MP4 or a PDF. Standard is pretty excellent for you to download it. And you can actually play it as a presentation as well. Does anybody have any questions or concerns at this time about this? Does anybody use Canva to create presentations with? Ms. Bennett, do you use it at this time?
I don't. I only use it for the graphics.
Okay. What about you, Ms. Bartlett? Do you use it for anything other than graphics?
I have not yet.
Okay. I will encourage it. I know it sounds like Canva has a lot. Canva has almost everything you need to create and keep everything simultaneously the same. So like even infographics, we created one of these for a hospital district recently, and people could like quick handouts to hand out to people in the community. It's already pre-sized for you, so you don't have to worry about resizing it. Well, all these different things can help you guys curate the vision for your organization. So you guys could be a one-stop shop, literally in Canva, from graphs, social media. So I want to go back to social media really quickly to brochures. We use brochures a lot as well. With social media, as you guys know, if you create a flyer, which is a 8.5 by 11, it's really hard to get that to show up on Instagram the same as it does on Facebook. So what I always encourage people to do, if you're creating content for social media, I always encourage people to always create the graphic in Facebook format, which is a 1080 by 1080 px. So that way, when it translates over to Instagram, it doesn't cut off any of the content or information. Then you can go on here and resize and post to different areas that you would like. But to me, if I want to use one social media automation system, I would definitely just use Canva, and I would use that same 1080 by 1080p to post onto Facebook, and then also to Instagram. So that way it already fits perfectly into there. Another great functionality Canva has that you guys know, does anybody know how much more engagement that videos get over a standalone still graphic? Percentage wise, you guys can just throw out numbers. So my question is, how much percentage difference does a video typically get in social media engagement over a still graphic? Let's see, 60%. Very good. So as of right now, it actually gets a total of 45% more engagement than a still graphic. People like to see, you know, all the different text, things moving very quickly, all that good stuff. And it's very much more engaging, right? So you can create those same videos inside of Canva. So for an example, not only do you have access to the stock videos, but you also have access to they always have pre-made templates that you can use as well. So if it's someone's birthday, as you guys know, in your organization, especially if you're large or a smaller organization, it's important for you guys to always remember people's birthdays, right? Because that's how people feel and love and patronize the different you know, it makes them feel like they belong with recognition and accountability. So you guys can create these simple graphics really quickly inside of Canva and put the person's name, change some of the branding if you don't like the color schemes, and make it match your brand. But, you know, do a social media post to let them know that they work for you and how excited you are for someone to work for you, and happy birthday. These things will take your brand to the next level and also creates a lot of engagement. So Miss Burnett, do you guys, Ms. Bennett, I'm sorry, do you guys already celebrate people's birthdays in your organization?
Yeah, usually the administrative assistant does like a birthday card and stuff like
Excellent.
that. Mm.
Do you guys post it on social media, or is it just like you guys just do it when like inside of in-house?
Yeah, it's like an internal celebration.
Excellent. Okay. And what about you, Ms. Bartlett?
There's only 2 of us here, and my birthday is March 1st and her birthday is March 2nd. So
Very easy, very simple. I love that.
yeah. So we don't really do anything in office, but you know, very simple here.
I love it. That's excellent. See, that makes life a whole lot easier for sure. So are you guys, I seen ones in Bullitt County earlier. Which organizations in Bullitt County?
That's me, Sola Bartlett, Bullitt County Housing First.
Got you. Okay. And then Ms. Bennett, where is your organization?
Like physically?
Yes. Are you guys headquartered in Louisville or where?
Yeah, Louisville, South Louisville.
South Louisville. Okay. Ms. Bartlett, is your organization, do they do any community work or is it just strictly geared towards Bullitt County? There's nothing that happens in Louisville or anything like that?
No, we are strictly for Bullitt County. We do have people occasionally from Louisville come here, but we are 80% of our clients are from Bullitt County.
Excellent. Okay. I know Miss Bland, her business is also, her organization is also as in Oldham County, Lord, where I grew up at. Sorry, wrong word. Also in Jefferson County as well. So on you guys' worksheets that Mr. Antonio attached to the actual presentation, is a couple of important things I definitely think you guys need to know about. So inside of there is a portion on here that says something about the Courier Journal that can help you also post your events onto their page. So if you want to post your events onto the Courier Journal, it's free for nonprofits. So you guys could actually post you guys events that you're having, community events and things like that onto the Courier Journal. Also, there's another link onto this page that says thefirstfridaydhop.com. This is literally a sold out list. So if you guys need help, additional PR and marketing to actually get you guys this organization out there a little bit more, you guys can always, and I mean always, post onto these different sites. Now it does take a little while to actually go on and submit to all the different types of platforms, but there's so many and they're really generous to nonprofits. So that was an organization I was working with recently, and we post onto the like 10 of the different slots onto the First Friday Hop, and they got a lot of different comments, shares, and likes on their social media pages. And also a lot of people came out and told us they came from the ad that they seen in the Courier Journal or what they seen online on WH11 and things of that nature. So it's a really good place for you guys to actually advertise and market you guys' different events you're having for the community and things of that nature. So as of right now, are you guys using a content calendar to kind of plan out you guys' different content? So Ms. Bennett, how do you know where to start with your content that you're creating?
Well, honestly, we don't have a system in place. I don't really use a system. I just kind of, as we are starting to have events more often or providing services, I will just kind of post them accordingly.
Excellent. Okay. What about you, Ms. Bartlett?
I don't really have a plan. I'm just, as I notice I need something, I do it. Like I said, I'm new.
Okay, yeah, that's right. You did start.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I do, what back of house system are you guys using? Are you guys using Microsoft Space? Are you guys using Google? So are you using Google Drive? Are you guys using Microsoft Teams? What office management system are you guys using, Ms. Bennett?
We use Google Meets.
Google Meets. Okay, so you got you. And what about you, Ms. Bartlett? What organized system are you guys using?
We don't have one.
Okay. Okay. Well, I always encourage Google. That's just me. It's free. So it's really awesome for the different things that we do. But the reason why I asked that is because you also can use your Google Calendar and definitely plot some of that different content onto those calendars. So you guys can know what's coming up and, different holidays. So also inside of that worksheet that we provided also has a time and a timeanddate.com with holidays that are fun. As you guys know, there's going to be holidays that are coming up that can help you guys amplify you guys' organizations. So, or different ways to engage with the community. So let's say you do a national or it's International Chocolate Day, and you guys want to do a donation for, I know a lot of different chocolate companies have where you guys can actually, they can buy, but they're actually supporting a nonprofit on the back end. So if you guys want to use those different calendars to help curate and also get some awareness to you guys as a nonprofit, I think it'd be pretty awesome. So I included in there some of those fun holidays that they're kind of quirky. They're not really national holidays, but they're used for really good marketing schemes. And in most cases, if you go to Canva, just type in National Chocolate Day, Canva already has a team that already created some of this stuff for us. So they have National Chocolate Day, National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. I mean, all these different things could be great ways for your nonprofit, especially Miss Blaine. I know she has an actual a ice cream company that has an ice cream truck that's actually helping nonprofits. So a cone for a cause. So it's very awesome. She can even use this to cultivate on her page, like come out and get your free scoop of chocolate ice cream and things like that can help bring awareness to your nonprofit as well. So Canva's already kind of alluded to all the different national holidays or quirky holidays, and you can use it to your advantage as well. I think the biggest piece is that if you are going to use this type of content, to also make sure that you guys brand it, right? So you guys add your logo to it, as you guys social media pages, websites, and things of that nature. So it's very simple to do. So let's say I want to make this a TVG branded production. So I would literally go to my uploads and I would find my logo. So my logo is all the way down yonder. So I'm actually going to just take, for example, I'm going to use United Healthcare really quickly because a nonprofit we just did business with uses United Healthcare. So let's say they want to brand as United Healthcare. So I'm going to take this. Now, how many people create graphics? And a lot of the different graphics still have that white background on the back. All you have to do is go to edit image and remove the background. I use this functionality a lot. And it's very simple. It used to take a lot of time in Adobe, but now we can do it one click inside of Canva. And voila, now it's just very clean. It's like, oh my goodness, it's branded. So, and I would keep pretty much everything the same, but down here at the bottom, I would go ahead and put, our social media platforms and our website onto this. You can do the same thing and make it branded. You can also change the color of the background if you think that color really doesn't fit your brand, or you may want to change it. There's just so many different options with to make it your own fairly quickly than having to go out and create everything from scratch. Alrighty. So the next thing I want to definitely talk about is, does everyone on this call have a relationship with FedEx or Staples? Who do you guys typically do your printing through? So Ms. Bennett, who do you guys typically do printing through if you guys are printing things for your nonprofit?
We print on site and we have a partnership with Toshiba.
Toshiba.
Not
Excellent.
FedEx though.
Not FedEx. Okay. Totally understand. What about you, Ms. Bartlett? Who do you guys as nonprofit have a relationship with?
I've actually done printing through Canva and I've done printing through Vistaprint.
Excellent. Okay. I would say from a local standpoint, I like to use of course, I like to use Derby Center Print and the Mattel Group. They're a really good printing company. But if I need something that I know can be for a quick job, right? I use FedEx. They get a 10% for small business and organizations. And then Staples also gives you a nice discount as well. Another thing I would say about FedEx is if you need a let's say you guys get swamped and you guys forget to get the retractable banner for you guys' event, you can actually get a retractable banner printed with FedEx in literally 48 hours, if not less. that was literally last week. That was a company we needed a new retractable banner for. One of the executives said they needed it like overnight, and we literally created the retractable banner and got it printed in literally 24 hours at FedEx. So just something to kind of be mindful of. Now granted, it was a lot more expensive because of the turnaround, but there is other options for us if need be. But as you guys know, the more you plan ahead, the better you are going to be off as far as having it done within a certain amount of time and saving a lot of money. So yes, Canva has really good pricing on different prints, but I always encourage people to take, a good opportunity to look around and try to find the best price for your organization. So Staples has really good pricing. They always have coupons as well. They also have the opportunity for you to sign up as a organization or small business. So you can also get affordable prints on there, and it's pretty awesome. Does anybody have any questions or concerns at this time? Okay.
I just want to say, like, for advice, if you're printing stickers, make sure that your font is big enough. I made that mistake.
Yes. Yes, because I think some people think that what they see is going to be that size, because on our screen it's a decent size, right? So they believe it's going to be that same life size in person, and typically it's not at all, right? So I agree 100%. And also, I always encourage people to, if they are going to print stickers, to potentially get the gloss, because if those stickers get wet and things of that nature, it typically keeps everything still solid. If you get the matte version, sometimes it doesn't really work as well. So I get our stickers from Uprint, and pretty much they do a really, really good job. But there's also different options out there as well.
Yeah, and when you did those stickers, or like when you misprinted them, how did you like make those corrections, or like what needed to be changed? Like was it like a ratio thing, or because if it looked like it was going to be okay on the screen, but then when it was printed on the sticker, it wasn't it? What adjustments did you make?
So I printed them out. Before I worked here, I worked for a food bank that distributed a weekend bag for kids who didn't have food on the weekend. And so we were using the stickers on like a bag of cookies to wish them a happy holiday. And the print on the sticker was a little too small for me, but I'm a little older. So I was like, the kids can probably read it. It just wasn't great for me. So it was actually fine, but if it had been just a smidge smaller, I don't think they would have been able to read it. So I think I would have made the font bigger if I did it again. So that's just something to keep in mind. And don't use like italics or thin fonts. Bolder fonts would be better.
Very great advice. I definitely appreciate that. I think in theory, when you guys are printing as well, so did you create that graphic in Canva and you send it over to the print, or did you print straight from Canva?
I printed straight from Canva.
Okay. Because I'm already thinking of the size point that it potentially was and how it might have translated. So I totally understand. That's hilarious. You know what else I learned too with also doing graphics just in general, and also creating like large pieces of print marketing material. Also make sure you run everything that you create through a copier or get a second opinion with verbiage. I cannot tell you how much money last year in errors cost our company for clients. And sometimes the jobs are really closely. So just if you have a copywriter working for your company or need a second opinion, please have somebody else look at it. Because as a designer, we moving, we're going a mile a minute, might be trying to get it done really fast. And in some cases, we make a lot of human errors that can cost us a lot of money and definitely offset the vision of the brand too. So that's another piece of advice I want to make sure I get out, that get a second opinion or have your copywriter take a good look at the content that you're producing. So I would say inside of Canva, the biggest thing about Canva is that it's a great tool to use. You guys can use it, you know, as you guys already know, you guys use it every day. Just kind of how we do. And it's here. It's at everybody's disposal. They do have free shipping for all of their different products and services. The other thing I do want to show too is that, you know, everything, you can also get everything kind of pre-sized for ads. So I know most of you guys as nonprofits may run a different type of ad for your business. Everything's already pre-sized. So things that you create for like your Instagram, your LinkedIn banner, your email header, all these different things are already preset for the different dimensions. So you don't have to worry about going in and have to be the expert on dimensions. Another thing I want to think about too is if you guys ever have events on Eventbrite, the best way to make sure that it's sized properly is to use the Facebook size for Eventbrite. That particular size happens to fit perfectly onto the event as you guys create that as well. So I definitely use this portion to create different things for LinkedIn, especially since LinkedIn is a very high visible place for business professionals and business leaders. So this is a really great place to already have those dimensions set, and you can just kind of create different pieces of content. Sure. Alrighty. So I just want to go over just one more particular thing before we actually complete today. Outside of creating a content calendar for your nonprofit, I actually want to encourage you guys to also, once you guys are having events, or when you guys are having a large gala or donor event, that you guys also think about a countdown for the event. Those type of things really create momentum for your different events. And I typically do countdowns that kind of outline different things inside of the stories. So those things are really excellent for me because people are seeing it and they can see the excitement. And the more times people view it, the more options it is for social media for it to pick it up. So I would definitely say that from a small business standpoint, it's important for you guys to build momentum around you guys' campaigns and strategies that you guys have through creating like a countdown for it. It turns out really well. I've seen a lot of success with that over the past couple of years, and I definitely want to share that piece of information with you guys. Alrighty. And this time, Mr. Antonio, I think we can open up the floor for any questions or concerns or statements. Make sure everybody got all they can get at this time. I do want to also extend out an opportunity that if you guys ever have or need a second opinion for any potential graphics that you guys are making, like if you're like, hey, I just want to kind of get somebody's opinion on this. I'm kind of, one-man team at this time. Definitely feel free to reach out, send us your graphics if you would like to. We would love to look over those different things and just maybe provide some feedback on things that we think you can change, and or just give you the thumbs up to go ahead and post to you guys' company pages. And also at the bottom of our worksheet, also sent over our company telephone number. You guys have the disposable to use as well if you guys have any questions or concerns. Okay, so Ms. Bennett, do you have any questions or concerns or comments at this time?
No, this is very informative. At first I was like, I already use Canva every day. I don't know how much I'm gonna gain, but no, this was very helpful. I'm definitely gonna apply these tools. So thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. And we are here if you have any additional questions or anything for sure in the future. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Ms. Bartlett? Do you have any questions, concerns?
No, thank you. This has been great.
Excellent. And even to content calendar, if you guys have anything like that you guys need help with, we're definitely here as well. Alrighty. And Mr. Antonio, do you have anything else you want to conclude or anything at this time?
No, I don't have any other questions. You did a great job. So I think that's the reason, there's not a lot of questions because you were pretty in depth with this. So thank you for that. So I don't have any questions. I don't know if Latonia, she can type or whatnot, any questions that she may have, but nope, I'm clear.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for your time on this Thursday. I guess my biggest thing is go create more. And once again, if you have anything you might want somebody to look over, especially Ms. Bartley, if you have anything, because you guys are kind of a two-man team and you kind of knew if you need any assistance, please feel free to reach out. We will definitely love and be glad to help you in any way we can.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Deja. This, like they said, this was super informative. There was a lot of things on Canva that I didn't know existed, or some of the features that were on there. So this was very enlightening. And so, of course, this will be sent out along with the survey and the information that Ms. Downey sent to us with the recording of this. So probably, what is this, Thursday? So probably Friday or Monday, we will get a recording out to this, and also with Ms. Downey's information, just in case anybody wants to reach out or wants any more, advice or kind of consulting with any of the branding or marketing work that you all do. I have placed the survey within the chat, so please let us know, how this went for you, or what some other topics are that you would like to see or you want us to provide for you all. Of course, these are free to you all, so yeah, please just ask away. And that is it for today. So thank you all so much for joining us. This was awesome. And if you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or to Ms. Downey. And again, please fill out the survey, and you all have a great rest of your week. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.